March 3rd, 2022, 11:47 p.m. Austin, Texas. I was sitting in my old 2007 Honda Civic in the Walmart parking lot, counting the money in my wallet for the third time, hoping the amount would miraculously change. But it didn't. I had exactly $127.43. $27 was going toward gas so I could get to work tomorrow. That left me with exactly $100 to attempt the craziest thing I'd ever done: start a business. My name is Jake Morrison. 2 months ago, I was 26 years old with a decent job as a junior graphic designer at a marketing agency, making $48,000 a year. Not great money in Austin, but enough to pay rent, eat, and save a little each month. Then the agency lost its 2 biggest clients that same week. They laid off 12 people, including me. My severance pay was 2 weeks' salary, which came to about $1,800 after taxes. That money disappeared much faster than I could come to terms with what had happened. Rent, $950. Car payment, $285. Insurance, $140. Groceries, $200. Utilities, $95. Student loan minimum payment, $180. Do the math. I was burning $1,850 per month just to exist. My severance covered 1 month. Then I was broke. In January and February 2022, I applied for thousands of jobs: marketing agencies, design studios, tech companies, even retail positions. I had 3 interviews, but didn't get any feedback. The design job market in Austin was completely saturated. Due to low taxes and no state income tax, everyone wanted to live in Texas, which meant competition for every creative position was extremely high. By late February, my savings were gone. I'd sold my gaming PC for $600, my guitar for $300, anything I could liquidate. I'd moved out of my apartment and was sleeping on my friend Ryan's couch, paying him $200 a month and trying not to be a burden. On March 1st, Ryan sat me down. "Jake, I love you, man, but you need a plan. You can't just keep applying to jobs that aren't calling back. You need income, now." "I know," I said. "I'm trying." "Try something different. You're a designer. You have skills people will pay for. Why aren't you freelancing?" I had considered freelancing, but entering this field seemed impossible. How can you find clients without a client network? How can you compete with designers in other countries who charge $5 an hour? How can you even get started? But Ryan was right. I needed income immediately, and traditional employment wasn't working. That night, March 3rd, 2022, I sat in that Walmart parking lot and made a decision. I had $100. I had design skills. I had nothing to lose because I was already at rock bottom. I was going to start a business. Not someday. Not when I had more money or connections or experience. Right now, with $100 and desperation. I opened my laptop, connected to Walmart's Wi-Fi, and started researching. What kind of business could I start with only $100? What services could I offer where my investment was just time and existing skills? After 3 hours of research, I had a plan. The business: custom social media graphics for small businesses. The investment: $100 for a 1-month Canva Pro subscription, $12.99, and Facebook ads, $87.01. The strategy: target local Austin small businesses who had terrible social media graphics and offer them a package: 10 custom-designed posts for $150. The math was simple. If I could get just 3 clients in March, I'd make $450. After the Canva subscription cost, that's $437 profit. Enough to pay Ryan rent and buy groceries. Then I could reinvest in April and try to grow. It wasn't ambitious. It wasn't sexy. But it was possible. On March 4th, 2022, I officially started Morrison Creative Studio. I spent the entire day building a basic website using free Wix templates. I created sample social media graphics for fake businesses to show what I could do. I wrote ad copy for Facebook. Austin small business owners. Your social media graphics are costing you customers. Professional designs. $150 for 10 posts. Limited slots available. On March 4th at 6:47 p.m., I clicked the Publish button on my first Facebook ad campaign. Budget: $10 per day for 8 days. Target audience: small business owners aged 30 to 55 living in Austin who are interested in entrepreneurship, marketing, and social media. Then I waited, and checked my email every 5 minutes like a psychopath. The first inquiry came in at 9:23 p.m. A woman named Sandra, who owned a local bakery, wanted to see my portfolio. I sent her my sample designs, holding my breath. She responded 20 minutes later. "These look great. Can you start this week?" I had my first client, $150. It was happening. Over the next 3 days, I got 2 more inquiries. One became a client, Marcus, who ran a fitness boot camp. The other wanted more samples first and then ghosted me. By March 10th, I had 2 confirmed clients and $300 in committed revenue. I worked like I'd never worked before. I spent 12 to 14 hours a day designing social media posts. Instagram carousels for Sandra's bakery showing off her pastries. Facebook graphics for Marcus's boot camp with dramatic before/after transformations and motivational quotes. Both clients loved the work. Sandra posted everything immediately and tagged me. Marcus did the same. And then something unexpected happened. On March 14th, I got an email from someone named Patricia. "Hi Jake, I saw your work on Sandra's bakery page. I own a boutique clothing store and desperately need help with social media. Can we talk?" I hadn't paid for that lead. Sandra's organic posts had generated a referral. My work was creating its own marketing. Patricia became my 3rd client. Then her friend Angela, who owned a dog grooming business, became my 4th. By the end of March, I'd made $600 from 4 clients. After my $100 initial investment, I'd profited $500. It wasn't life-changing money, but it was proof of concept. People would pay for this service. My designs were good enough. The business model worked. April 2022, I decided to scale up. I reinvested $200 into Facebook ads, targeting a wider Austin area. I raised my prices to $200 for 10 posts. I'd been undercharging. I created a Google business profile and an Instagram account showcasing my work. April revenue, $1,400 from 7 clients. May revenue, $2,600 from 13 clients. I was working insane hours, sometimes 16-hour days, designing graphics at a pace that wasn't sustainable. But I was also making more money than I'd made at my design job, and I was building something that was mine. By June, I had a problem. I couldn't handle the volume. I was turning away potential clients because I physically didn't have time to serve them. I was one person with 24 hours in a day, and I was maxed out. I needed help. But hiring someone meant payroll, taxes, management, all things I had no experience with and no money to properly fund. Instead, I did something different. I found another designer on Upwork, a guy named Carlos in Colombia who was talented and desperate for consistent work. I offered him a deal. I'd pay him $75 per client package, 10 graphics, and I'd charge clients $200. That gave me a $125 margin per client for basically project managing the work. It felt weird at first, like I was outsourcing my value. But Carlos was good, sometimes better than me, and suddenly I could handle 20 to 30 clients per month instead of 13. June revenue, $4,200, 21 clients. July revenue, $6,800, 34 clients. I moved out of Ryan's couch and into my own tiny studio apartment. Nothing fancy, $875 a month for 400 square feet, but it was mine. I bought groceries without calculating every dollar. I paid my student loans on time. For the first time since getting laid off, I felt like I could breathe. But I also felt like I was hitting a ceiling. The social media graphics business was working, but it was fundamentally limited. I was trading time for money at scale, but there were only so many hours and only so much Carlos could handle. If I wanted to grow beyond $7,000 to $8,000 per month, I needed a different model. That's when I noticed a pattern in my client conversations. Almost every client would ask me the same question. "This looks great, but can you help me figure out what to post?" I don't know what content my audience wants. They weren't just buying designs, they wanted strategy. They wanted someone to tell them what to say, when to post it, and how to engage their audience. I wasn't a social media strategist, but I'd been paying attention. I'd seen what worked for my clients, which posts got engagement, which generated leads, which got ignored. I'd developed instincts about content strategy through pure trial and error. On August 15th, 2022, I sent an email to all my existing clients with a new offering. Morrison Creative Studio, Social Media Management. $800 per month per client. Includes 12 custom-designed graphics per month, content strategy and posting calendar, scheduled posts 3 times per week, basic engagement monitoring. It was a huge jump from $200 for a one-time package to $800 per month for ongoing service. I expected maybe 2 or 3 clients to bite. By August 30th, I had 11 clients signed up for monthly management at $800 each. That was $8,800 in monthly recurring revenue, guaranteed income that didn't require constantly finding new clients. September 2022 revenue, $14,600, $8,800 recurring management plus, $5,800 from new one-time design packages. I hired Carlos full-time as a contractor at $2,000 per month to handle all graphic design. I hired another virtual assistant in the Philippines named Maria at $800 per month to handle scheduling and basic engagement monitoring. My costs were now: Carlos, $2,000 per month. Maria, $800 per month. Software, Canva, Buffer, MISC, $150 per month. Ads, $300 per month. Total, $3,250 per month. Revenue, $14,600. Expenses, $3,250. Profit, $11,350. In 6 months, I'd gone from $100 and sleeping on a couch to running a business that was profiting over $11,000 per month. It felt surreal. I kept expecting something to break, for clients to cancel, for the whole thing to collapse. But it didn't collapse. It kept growing. October, $18,900 revenue, 14 monthly clients plus new packages. November, $23,200 revenue, 17 monthly clients plus new packages. December, $28,400 revenue, 21 monthly clients plus new packages. By the end of 2022, 9 months after starting with $100 in a Walmart parking lot, I was running a business doing nearly $30,000 per month in revenue, with $19,000 plus in monthly profit after all expenses. I'd made more in those 9 months than I'd made in 2 years at my design job. But here's what nobody tells you about growing fast. Success brings its own problems. I was overwhelmed, working 70 to 80-hour days managing clients, contractors, and operations. I was making good money, but had no systems, no processes, no real business structure. I was one person holding together a $300,000 plus annual revenue business with duct tape and desperation. And I was about to make some decisions that would either explode my business into something massive or destroy everything I'd built in less than a year. January 8, 2023, 6:15 a.m. Austin, Texas. The previous section ended with me running a nearly $30,000 per month business that was held together by sheer force of will and 80-hour work weeks. What I didn't mention was that I was burning out fast, and something had to change. I was sitting in my studio apartment on January 8, 2023, drinking my third coffee of the morning, staring at a spreadsheet that terrified me. I had 21 monthly management clients at $800 each. I had my contractors Carlos and Maria. And I had a pipeline of 14 new potential clients who wanted to sign up. The math was simple. 14 new clients would be $11,200 in additional monthly recurring revenue. That would put me at $40,000 plus per month. But it would also mean managing 35 clients total, and I was already drowning with 21. I could keep saying no to growth and stay comfortable at $30,000 per month, or I could figure out how to actually scale this thing properly. That morning, I made a decision that changed everything. I wasn't going to be a freelancer anymore. I was going to build an actual agency with real systems, real processes, and a real team. I spent 3 weeks in January doing something I should have done months earlier. I documented everything. Every single task I did for clients, I wrote down step-by-step instructions. How to onboard a new client. How to create a content calendar. How to respond to common questions. How to handle complaints. Then I hired my first full-time employee, a project manager named Sarah, who'd been laid off from a marketing agency, just like I had been a year earlier. I paid her $3,500 per month to manage all client communication and contractor coordination. It felt terrifying to commit to $3,500 in monthly payroll. But Sarah was worth every penny. Within 2 weeks, she'd taken 90% of the daily client management off my plate. Suddenly, I had time to think strategically instead of just reacting to urgent client needs. February 2023, I signed up those 14 waiting clients, plus 3 more. Revenue jumped to $41,600 per month. But more importantly, the business didn't collapse under the added weight because Sarah was managing the operations. March 2023, $47,200 per month, 38 monthly clients. April 2023, $52,800 per month, 42 monthly clients. By May 2023, I had another problem. A good problem, but still a problem. We had a wait list of potential clients. We were turning away business because we were at capacity. That's when I realized something crucial. I'd been thinking too small. I'd been charging $800 per month for social media management, which was competitive for small local businesses. But what if I could charge more by serving bigger clients with bigger budgets? I analyzed my existing clients. The ones who paid on time, never complained, and saw the best results were small businesses doing $500,000 to $2 million in annual revenue. They had real marketing budgets, but didn't have the resources to hire a full-time social media person. In June 2023, I launched a new tier, Premium Social Media Management, at $1,800 per month. It included everything in the standard package, plus 20 custom graphics per month versus 12. Daily posting versus 3 times per week. Active community engagement and DM responses. Monthly performance reports with insights. I thought maybe 5 to 6 clients would upgrade, or new clients would choose this tier. By the end of June, I had 12 premium clients at $1,800 each. That's an additional $21,600 in monthly revenue just from the premium tier. June 2023. Revenue, $65,400. 36 standard clients. $28,800. 12 premium clients. $21,600. New one-time packages. $15,000. My expenses had grown too. I'd hired 2 more designers to help Carlos, another VA to help Maria, and Sarah had brought on an assistant. My monthly overhead was now around $12,000, but I was still profiting $53,000 plus per month. In 15 months, I'd gone from $100 to a business profiting more per month than most people make in a year. But I still wasn't thinking big enough. In July 2023, something happened that completely changed my trajectory. One of my premium clients, a guy named Robert who owned a chain of 3 gyms, called me frustrated. "Jake, your social media work is great," he said, "but I'm spending $800 a month on graphics. I'm running Google Ads for another $2,000 a month managed by some agency. I've got a PR person I pay $1,500 a month, and nobody is talking to each other. My marketing is a mess. I need one person to handle all of it." I'd never thought about offering more than social media. But Robert's comment made me realize, if clients trusted me with their social media, why wouldn't they trust me with their entire digital marketing strategy? Over the next month, I researched everything I could about full-service digital marketing: Google Ads, SEO, email marketing, content strategy, paid social advertising. I wasn't an expert in most of it, but I didn't need to be. I needed to be able to manage experts who were. In August 2023, I launched Morrison Creative Studio, full digital marketing services. Packages ranged from $2,500 per month, social media plus basic Google Ads, to $5,000 per month, complete digital marketing management. I hired specialists on Upwork for each channel. A Google Ads expert in India, $1,200 per month. An SEO consultant in Eastern Europe, $800 per month. An email marketing specialist in the Philippines, $600 per month. My costs went up, but my revenue exploded. August 2023. 8 full-service clients at an average of $3,200 per month equals $25,600 plus existing social media clients, $52,000. Total revenue, $77,600. September, $94,200, 12 full-service clients plus social media base. October, $112,400, 16 full-service clients plus social media base. By November 2023, 20 months after starting with $100, I was running a business doing over $120,000 per month in revenue. My team had grown to 11 people, mostly contractors, but still. My monthly expenses were around $35,000. I was profiting $85,000 plus per month. $85,000 per month. From a business I'd started with $100 and desperation. I moved into a real apartment, a nice 2-bedroom in downtown Austin for $2,400 per month. I paid off my entire $14,000 student loan balance in one payment. I bought a used but reliable 2019 Toyota Camry to replace my dying Honda Civic. I took my first vacation in 2 years, a week in Costa Rica, where I tried desperately not to check my phone every 5 minutes. But the growth also brought new challenges. Managing 11 contractors across 5 time zones was chaos. Client expectations increased with price. $5,000 per month clients expected immediate responses and perfect execution. I was making great money, but working harder than ever. In December 2023, I hired a business coach, something I never thought I'd do. Her name was Patricia, and she'd built and sold a marketing agency for 7 figures. She looked at my business and said something that hurt to hear. "Jake, you've built an impressive revenue machine, but it's not a real business yet. You're still the bottleneck. Every major decision goes through you. If you got hit by a bus tomorrow, this all falls apart. You need real structure." She was right. I spent January 2024 building what Patricia called business infrastructure. Real employees instead of just contractors. I hired Sarah full-time with benefits. I brought Carlos on as director of design with a proper salary, $4,500 per month. I hired a full-time account manager named Josh, $4,000 per month. Systems and automation. We implemented proper project management software, Asana, client relationship management, HubSpot, and automated onboarding sequences. Standard operating procedures. Every process documented, every workflow mapped, every client deliverable templated. Financial structure. I finally hired a proper bookkeeper and accountant. I set up an LLC properly. I started paying myself a real salary, $10,000 per month, instead of just pulling money randomly from the business account. My expenses jumped to $52,000 per month with all the new infrastructure. But something magical happened. The business ran better with me doing less. Josh and Sarah handled 90% of client communication. Carlos managed all design output. My contractors knew exactly what to do without me micromanaging. For the first time, I could take a day off without everything catching fire. February 2024. $128,600 revenue. March 2024. $142,300 revenue. We'd refined our sales process and closed bigger clients. By March 2024, 2 years after starting with $100 in that Walmart parking lot, Morrison Creative Studio was generating over $140,000 in monthly revenue. After all expenses, $52,000 per month, the business was profiting $88,000 plus per month. But the real breakthrough came in April 2024, when I discovered something by accident. One of my full-service clients asked if I could teach her team how to manage social media themselves after our contract ended. She wanted to bring it in-house but needed training. I created a simple 4-week training program and charged her $3,000 for it. Then another client asked for the same thing. Then another. By May, I'd created a standardized social media management training program that I sold to businesses for $2,500. It was 8 hours of recorded video lessons, plus worksheets and templates. Once I created it, I could sell it infinitely with almost zero marginal cost. May 2024, 7 training programs sold equals $17,500 in nearly pure profit revenue. That's when I realized the biggest opportunity I'd been missing: digital products and courses. I'd been trading time for money at scale, but digital products could scale infinitely. June 2024, I launched Morrison Social Media Academy, an online course teaching small business owners how to manage their own social media. Price: $497. I spent $5,000 on Facebook ads promoting it to the same audience I'd targeted 2 years earlier. June course sales: 34 courses sold equals $16,898. July, 67 courses sold equals $33,299. August, 103 courses sold equals $51,191. By September 2024, the business had 3 revenue streams: agency services, social media plus full digital marketing. $156,000 per month, corporate training programs. $22,500 per month, online courses. $58,000 per month. Total, $236,500 per month. From a business I'd started with $100. My total expenses were now around $78,000 per month. Team, software, ads, overhead. Net profit: $158,500 per month. I sat in my apartment in early October 2024, looking at my September financials, trying to process what had happened. 29 months ago, I was sleeping on a couch, eating ramen, wondering if I'd ever find another job. Now I was running a business that was profiting more in 1 month than I'd made in 4 years at my old design job. The numbers felt fake. Surely something was wrong with the math. But I checked it 3 times with my accountant. It was real. October 2024 revenue: $247,800. November 2024 revenue: $247,800. $263,400. As I write this in early December 2024, Morrison Creative Studio is on track to do $280,000 plus in revenue this month. That's $3.36 million annually. The business employs 8 full-time people and works with 15 specialized contractors. We serve 47 agency clients. We've sold over 800 online courses and we've trained teams at 31 companies. Last week, I bought my first house. Nothing crazy, a nice 3-bedroom in North Austin for $425,000. I wrote the down payment check without flinching. 2 years ago, I couldn't afford groceries. I paid off my mom's car loan as a surprise Christmas gift. She cried on the phone when I told her. "Jake, I'm so proud of you," she said. "We always knew you'd figure it out." But I almost didn't figure it out. I almost gave up in February 2022 when I couldn't find a job. I almost talked myself out of starting a business because I only had $100, and it seemed impossible. The thing I've learned over the past 2 years is this: the amount of money you start with matters less than you think. What matters is starting now instead of waiting for perfect conditions. Solving a real problem people will actually pay for. Reinvesting profits instead of lifestyle inflating too fast. Building systems instead of just hustling harder. Being willing to pivot when you find bigger opportunities. I started with $100 and basic design skills. I had no business experience, no connections, no safety net. I was broke, desperate, and terrified. 2 years and 9 months later, my business is generating $280,000 plus per month in revenue and profiting $180,000 plus monthly. That's the unbelievable part. Not that the revenue is high, though it is. The unbelievable part is that it started with $100 and a decision made in a Walmart parking lot at midnight. If you're reading this and you're in the same place I was in March 2022, broke, scared, out of options, I want you to know something. You can do this too. You don't need $10,000 or $50,000 or a business loan or investors. You need a skill people will pay for. You need $100 or less. And you need to be desperate enough to actually start instead of just planning to start someday. Someday never comes. But today, with $100, can change everything.